Welcome to You Might Have Missed It This Week in Tech. Today we will be covering the Xbox One and the PS4 and the most recent announcements and differences comparing the two consoles. So we're going to jump right into hardware. Both machines will actually be pretty close together. They both feature 8-core processors from AMD. Won't have a big deal on it because they're not very fast processors, because that's not actually a really big deal when it comes to consoles. They both will feature 8 gigabytes of DDR RAM, although the Xbox One will be using DDR3 as opposed to the faster DDR5, which is going to be in the PS4, which is going to give it a pretty good leg up. They'll both have 500 gigabyte hard drives included, and the Xbox One will actually feature the slightly slower, slightly less powerful Radeon 7790 equivalent. These are equivalent numbers, not the exact cards that are going to be in them, just basically what matches most that you'd put in your computer. So the Radeon 7790 kind of in the Xbox One versus this much more powerful 7870 that will be going into the PS4. Now I can't wait to see what the two differences between the processing powers on these two machines is comparatively, because because right now it's looking like the PS4 will have a definite leg up. Even though it's this much, it'll be enough. Now the next thing we're going to look at is the games. Now, right now the Xbox One has a pretty good leg up on the PS4 as far as the games go. They've got a significant listing of launch titles, which you can see here, as the PS4 has a slightly about less than half, with a couple maybes thrown in there. Now, by quarter one of 2014, it'll be a lot more even. The PS4 will finally get games like Assassin's Creed 4, Elder Scrolls Online, Tom Clancy, The Order, The Witcher 3, Dying Light, Wolf, MGS5, Infamous. There will be quite a number of games that'll come out on the PS4 at that point. But even then, at that point, by end of quarter one on 2014, you'll see like Assassin's Creed 4, Just Dance, Minecraft on the Xbox One, the NBA 2K14, Need for Speed's coming out with a new game on there, Power Star Golf, whatever that is, but it's on my list. Project Spark, Watch Dogs will be coming to the Xbox One, so that is not a PS4 exclusive. Wolfenstein will be coming out on both systems by that time, as well as Titanfall on the Xbox One. Now, I don't have much news about many of these, which are going to be exclusives, which are going to be not, which are going to go back and forth between, because really not much is actually known right now. There is currently news that I've seen different reports left and right, anywhere from PS4 will only have 4 exclusives as far as it goes by quarter one, and the Xbox will have over a dozen or so, to the Xbox will have like 16 and the PS4 will have like 20. So really it's going back and forth, so I'm not even going to quote any numbers for you, except I just did. But we'll see what happens. Basically, it'll come down to which console do you think will do well. Get that one. Enjoy some games. So the next thing we're going to cover is digital rights management. That's DRM for short. Basically, Sony and Microsoft are going completely different directions with this. Where Sony is going with the old model, you buy the game, you have the disc, you play the game, whatever, you decide you want to get rid of it, you sell it, you give it to a friend, you lend it to a friend, they can play it and give it back to you, whatever. That's the direction Sony's going. Now, Microsoft is going a completely different direction in this. They're doing the craziest thing I've ever heard on a console. This is something that nobody ever thought would happen on a console, and basically I think Microsoft is shooting themselves in the foot for this. What they're doing is they're actually locking your games onto your system. So the minute you purchase a game, whether it be on a disc or what have you, it is locked to your system. It will be installed on the system, and then it will be registered to that system. Now, not only does that mean you can't give your games away or sell them or anything like that, it also imposes an internet connection requirement on the Xbox One. Now, what that means is actually every 24 hours, your Xbox One, if you decide to go that direction, your Xbox One will check in with Microsoft to make sure you have the licenses for the games that are on your system. Now that means, I mean, that's great if you're worried about piracy, but when it comes down to it, that means that anybody without an internet connection cannot use an Xbox One ever. Now, the marketing team at Xbox, now this is one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard from Microsoft, was, if you don't have an internet connection, we've got a system for you. It's the 360. So basically, if you don't have an internet connection, guess what? You're not ready for the 8th gen of consoles, which would be, the Xbox One and the PS4 and actually the Wii U, but who cares about that thing? So that means no internet, no games, ever. So both systems are going in different directions. The Xbox One is moving in more of a media center way, where you'll be able to watch TV shows, movies, things like that, and it'll actually be like a media center. They're going for like the center of your living room kind of thing. It'll even be able to stream television shows and that sort of thing. Whereas the PS4 is actually going towards more of a social thing. They're actually doing things where you'll be able to record games while you're playing them and be able to share them online via their PlayStation subscription. Now, you never really know which way they're actually going to go, and they haven't released many specifics on what services and things will actually be available once they come out, but we're definitely excited to see what happens. And that's it for the You Might Have Missed It coverage on the Xbox One and the PS4. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, just search for You Might Have Missed It, or follow us on Twitter at YMHMI. I'm sure Adam will be coming out with something here shortly. I have a show on Tuesday that I'm actually going to be starting up this week. And keep an eye out for those. Other than that, have a good one, and we'll see what happens this week.